It was in the early days of September, in the year of our Lord, 1666, that I witnessed the most dreadful calamity ever to befall my city. London, my proud capital, was consumed by fire, a fire so vast and fierce that no words can fully tell its terror. Even now, as I recall those days, I can still see the orange glow against the night sky, hear the roar of the flames, and feel the heat upon my face. The summer had been long and dry, and the city lay like tinder waiting for a spark. That spark came in the small hours of Sunday, the 2nd day of September, in the house of a baker named Thomas Farriner in Pudding Lane. It seemed a small thing at first, a fire in an oven left unguarded. But the wind was high, and the houses of London, built close together and of dry timber, caught like straw. Within hours, the fire leapt from roof to roof, from street to street, until the heart of the city was ablaze. When I first heard the news, I did not grasp its full danger. Fires were not uncommon in London. They flared and were soon quenched. But this fire was different. By the time I reached the city, the flames had already spread beyond control. The air was thick with smoke, and a red mist hung over the Thames. Men, women and children fled with what little they could carry: chests, beds, mirrors, cages of birds, all abandoned as the flames advanced. The cries of the people filled the air. It was as if the whole of London were weeping. My brother, the Duke of York, and I rode among them, urging courage and order. I commanded that the houses nearest the flames be pulled down to make fire breaks, and I myself took a hand in the work. Some said it was unbecoming for a king to labour with axe and bucket, but I cared not. London was burning, and it was my duty to stand with my people. Yet the wind mocked our efforts, carrying sparks across every gap we made. For 4 days the fire raged like a living beast, devouring everything in its path. St. Paul's Cathedral, that great house of God which had stood for centuries, was among the greatest losses. I shall never forget the sight, the lead upon its roof melting like wax, running in bright streams down the gutters as the great timbers crashed within. When the flames at last died down, all that remained was a blackened shell against the grey sky. When the smoke finally cleared, a city of ashes lay before us. Over 13,000 houses and nearly 90 churches had been destroyed. The fine shops of Cheapside, the halls of merchants, and even the Royal Exchange were gone. Yet by God's mercy, fewer lives were lost than might have been feared. Still, the people were broken, their homes gone, their livelihoods ruined, their spirits crushed. In those days after the fire, I walked among the ruins, speaking with the poor, offering comfort and aid where I could. Londoners, though sorely tried, showed courage beyond measure. They began to rebuild almost at once, and I resolved that the new London would rise greater than the old. I called upon Sir Christopher Wren, a man of genius, to design new churches and a plan for a city of wider streets and stronger buildings. From that destruction came a vision of renewal, a London of stone instead of wood, of order instead of chaos. The fire taught us much, that pride in our works can be consumed in an instant, and that even kings must bow before the power of nature and providence. Yet it also showed the strength of my people. From ashes they built again, and their spirit endured. The great fire was a trial by flame, but out of it rose a greater city, and, I hope, a wiser nation.